We'll call the meeting to order. The City Council, the City of Rialto, acting successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, the Rialto Utilities Authority, Rialto Housing Authority will come to order. At this time, we'll go into closed session.
I'm going to call the roll to
Oh,
order
yeah.
for you. Mayor Barker,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Caricelli,
Present.
Councilmember Perez,
Present.
Councilmember Latoya,
Present.
City Attorney Eric Vell,
Present.
and City Manager Tanya Williams.
Present.
Cal,
Mayor, if you'd
President
like,
County. At this time, we'll go to our City Attorney for closed session.
We have two items on your closed session this evening. The first is a conference with legal counsel with regard to one item of existing litigation. That's Basurto versus City of Rialto. Your other item is a conference with your labor negotiators, City Manager Tanya Williams and Human Resources Director Shama Kurian. Those are the only items.
Thank you.
No one in the room to ask comments.
No one present to ask any additional comments. Do we hear motion to adjourn the closed session? Motion's been made by Carla Perez, seconded by Andy Caraceres, council member. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Hearing none, we'll go into closed session.
celebrate that we are now in the Rialto community. We're excited to be here with the community, with the businesses, and support and serve some great hot wings. Tenders, we have crispy tenders, we have a crispy chicken sandwich, we have a wrap, and we also have our burgers, and our burgers are absolutely amazing. They're my favorite. There are 26 sauces and 5 seasonings. You can choose whichever one you want. So the Go is designed for that quick run in, get your takeout food to take back to the office, take home for the kids on your way from whatever events you have going on. And then we have the bundles, which is a great option. All of our wings and burgers, sides come with a side, fries, or you can upgrade to something else, and then add that soft drink beverage for only $1. It's a lot quicker. You're not having to worry about us trying to feed the guests that are in-house. So you come in, it's also based for that delivery, that Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. You can go through Easy Cater, our website, and put in your order, and we partner with DoorDash, and they will bring it straight to you with everything that you need. One of the big things that I have found a lot of people don't know about is if you're ever the schools, the nonprofits that are looking to help raise money, come see us. We actually do special events to help raise money and donate 10% back to that local nonprofit that we're highlighting for the day. Everybody, I would love to see you. Please come out. We are open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday until midnight on Fridays. I hope to see you very soon.
The City of Rialto's upgraded permitting center is a seamless, user-friendly experience for permit applications, business license requests, and secure online payments. Designed for efficiency, transparency, and convenience, this platform is built to service residents, contractors, and city staff alike. Everything you need all in one place. Check out this introduction video to the new online permit center coming June 2nd.
Welcome to Civic Access, the online customer access portal for the City of Rialto. This introduction will navigate you through the various online services and functions offered by the City of Rialto. As a guest visiting the site, you will be able to pay invoices, search for records, and view scheduled inspections. If you are a registered user, you will have access to see more information about your applications and records, and even apply for certain development applications. To log in, click Login or Register in the top right corner of the page, or with the tile in the center of the screen. If you have not registered for Civic Access, please create an account prior to logging in. After successfully logging in, you will see additional tabs and functionality. The first tab is the Home page. This will bring you back to the main page again from wherever you are in the website. The next tab is the Apply tab. This is where you can apply for available online permit, plan, and business license applications. After clicking Apply, you will be automatically redirected to the city's decision engine, which is a guided application to help you find the correct permit, plan, or business license application to apply for. The next tab is the Dashboard. In the dashboard, you will be able to see the progress of your permit and plan applications that you submitted to the city. You will also be able to view all of your inspections and their associated statuses. Your dashboard will also show your open invoices. You can make payments by adding them to your cart and making a payment with a credit card. If you have business licenses with the city, they will be listed at the bottom of the dashboard screen. My Work is another way to see all of your associated records in a list view. It is sectioned out into permits or plans, inspections, and invoices. If you applied for a permit or plan at City Hall, you should see the record in this screen. If you have difficulty finding a particular record, you are able to filter and sort your records. There is even an option to export your records into a Microsoft Excel file. Providing the correct email address and contact information on your application is essential to being able to see your records in the online portal. Please contact the city if you are not seeing your applications in the online portal. If you want to see scheduled inspections, click on the Today's Inspections tab. If you would like to see upcoming scheduled inspections or past scheduled inspections, simply change your desired date. The Search Records tab allows you to search and view information available for permit, plan, licenses, and inspections records. You can search with record numbers, keywords, or partial descriptions. Click on the record number to see more details of the record. If you cannot locate the record you are looking for, please contact the city. The last tab is the Help tab, which is where you most likely found this video. Along with this introduction video, there will be other instruction videos and help guides available to you. If you need additional assistance, please contact the city. Now that we have gone over all of the menu options, let's quickly go over the 6 tiles that you see on the home page. These offer you another way to quickly navigate the most frequently visited menu areas of Civic Access. This has been your introduction to Civic Access, the one-stop shop for development and permit application needs. If you need any additional assistance or information with Civic Access, please contact the city. Thanks for watching.
Recently, the Rialto City Clerk's Office, in partnership with Don's Bikes, hosted the Rialto on Wheels event. Attendees didn't let the wet weather get in the way.
It's kind of a celebration for everything that's bicycles. We thought, for our 66th anniversary, we'd do something kind of cool. We partnered with the city and managed to put this whole thing together. So we have a bike rodeo for the little ones. They can go have a little obstacle course, learn about bike safety. We have a ride out scheduled at noon. We also have a vintage BMX bike show. So basically, these are bikes from the old school period, 50s, 60s, primarily 80s. That'll be on display, and we're going to have a competition for that. If you want to test ride an electric bike, you can do that. And we also have a freestyle show. These are guys that are almost like Olympic level athletes from the X Games. They'll be putting on a show for us here shortly. And that's kind of what it's all about, a little something for everybody.
Rialto's youth was a large part of the event. From all ages, from young children just learning to ride to more experienced, but the focus remained on safety.
We are teaching kids bike safety and getting the community out to just have a good time for a common cause.
It brings awareness on bicycle safety, brings the community out, they learn a lot, and hopefully they practice safety when they're out in the community with their bicycles.
We have an opportunity to learn, and one of the things that they should know that that a lot of us didn't know, you can't ride your bike on the sidewalk. I think the physical activity that a lot of the kids will do in riding the bike is great. I mean, if we're talking about obesity, well, this is one way you can say, I'm going to work out, ride my bike, and enjoy it. I have a bike. I ride my bike, too, as well. I should ride it more often. But I think it's very healthy and it's very good when my wife and I go out and ride the bike.
The Rialto City Clerk's Office partnered with local organizations such as the Rialto Police and Fire Unions, service clubs, and city council members to donate numerous new bikes to Rialto's youth.
My favorite thing about coming to events is seeing the smiles that are created, the togetherness that comes out of events like this.
I love to meet the community members. Sometimes we're out at the meetings or, we're at some of the functions and we don't really get to engage as much as we'd like to. So being out at these events, we get to engage with the community, hear their, thoughts and their concerns.
Hi guys, welcome back to our show. What are we calling this? Vendor shoutouts, farmers market, whatever the case is. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. But we're here at the Rialto Certified Farmers Market, and today we will be talking to one of our vendors who is Happy Hog Farms. They have been here with us for a very long time at the farmers market, so let's go check them out. Alright guys, we are here in front of Happy Hawk Farms booth. Alright, let's get started. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
We're local. We're in downtown Riverside, so we try to come out and try to support people for access to like fresh fruit, organic. A lot of stuff that we sell right here we grow it, whether it's sugar canes, avocados, limes, and then the juice machine, that's oranges from Riverside County. Everything is local.
Do you have any best sellers or anything that customers love?
The guacamole, that's the best seller. My brother makes it, but a little bit of tomato, a little bit of lime, and there's a lot of guacamole, a lot of chunks of avocado, so it's really, really good. That's our best seller, and the tamales. Everything is freshly made, and they're Mexican tamales, because people ask, what kind are they? Because some people use banana leaves, we use corn leaves. We have beef, pork, chicken, and cheese for the people that don't eat meat. And then we sell ceviche, fish, shrimp, vegan.
All right, do you have any fun or interesting facts about the business?
Well, what people don't really know that we're only allowed to use local. So when we press the juice, we're only allowed what's in season. So sometimes it's not as sweet as it was, because once we run out of the navel, we'll start the Valencia, and it'll have to it'll get sweeter as the weeks go by. So people don't know that, so they'll think like, why aren't you just getting the sweeties that's on right now? But we don't get our stuff from like the markets or the commercial. It's all locally farmed.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. All right, guys, well, that was Happy Hawk Farms. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
are here to celebrate that we are now in the Rialto community. We're excited to be here with the community, with the businesses, and support and serve some great hot wings. Tenders, we have crispy tenders, we have a crispy chicken sandwich, we have a wrap, and we also have our burgers, and our burgers are absolutely amazing. They're my favorite. There are 26 sauces and 5 seasonings. You can choose whichever one you want. So the Go is designed for that quick run in, get your takeout food to take back to the office, take home for the kids on your way from whatever events you have going on. And then we have the bundles, which is a great option. All of our wings and burgers, sides come with a side, fries, or you can upgrade to something else, and then add that soft drink beverage for only $1. It's a lot quicker. You're not having to worry about us trying to feed the guests that are in-house. So you come in, it's also based for that delivery, that Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. You can go through Easy Cater, our website, and put in your order, and we partner with DoorDash, and they will bring it straight to you with everything that you need. One of the big things that I have found a lot of people don't know about is if you're ever the schools, the nonprofits that are looking to help raise money, come see us. We actually do special events to help raise money and donate 10% back to that local nonprofit that we're highlighting for the day. Everybody, I would love to see you. Please come out. We are open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday until midnight on Fridays. I hope to see you very soon.
The City of Rialto's upgraded permitting center is a seamless, user-friendly experience for permit applications, business license requests, and secure online payments. Designed for efficiency, transparency, and convenience, this platform is built to service residents, contractors, and city staff alike. Everything you need all in one place. Check out this introduction video to the new online permit center coming June 2nd.
Welcome to Civic Access, the online customer access portal for the City of Rialto. This introduction will navigate you through the various online services and functions offered by the City of Rialto. As a guest visiting the site, you will be able to pay invoices, search for records, and view scheduled inspections. If you are a registered user, you will have access to see more information about your applications and records, and even apply for certain development applications. To log in, click Login or Register in the top right corner of the page, or with the tile in the center of the screen. If you have not registered for Civic Access, please create an account prior to logging in. After successfully logging in, you will see additional tabs and functionality. The first tab is the Home page. This will bring you back to the main page again from wherever you are in the website. The next tab is the Apply tab. This is where you can apply for available online permit, plan, and business license applications. After clicking Apply, you will be automatically redirected to the city's decision engine, which is a guided application to help you find the correct permit, plan, or business license application to apply for. The next tab is the Dashboard. In the dashboard, you will be able to see the progress of your permit and plan applications that you submitted to the city. You will also be able to view all of your inspections and their associated statuses. Your dashboard will also show your open invoices. You can make payments by adding them to your cart and making a payment with a credit card. If you have business licenses with the city, they will be listed at the bottom of the dashboard screen. My Work is another way to see all of your associated records in a list view. It is sectioned out into permits or plans, inspections, and invoices. If you applied for a permit or plan at City Hall, you should see the record in this screen. If you have difficulty finding a particular record, you are able to filter and sort your records. There is even an option to export your records into a Microsoft Excel file. Providing the correct email address and contact information on your application is essential to being able to see your records in the online portal. Please contact the city if you are not seeing your applications in the online portal. If you want to see scheduled inspections, click on the Today's Inspections tab. If you would like to see upcoming scheduled inspections or past scheduled inspections, simply change your desired date. The Search Records tab allows you to search and view information available for permit, plan, licenses, and inspections records. You can search with record numbers, keywords, or partial descriptions. Click on the record number to see more details of the record. If you cannot locate the record you are looking for, please contact the city. The last tab is the Help tab, which is where you most likely found this video. Along with this introduction video, there will be other instruction videos and help guides available to you. If you need additional assistance, please contact the city. Now that we have gone over all of the menu options, let's quickly go over the 6 tiles that you see on the home page. These offer you another way to quickly navigate the most frequently visited menu areas of Civic Access. This has been your introduction to Civic Access, the one-stop shop for development and permit application needs. If you need any additional assistance or information with Civic Access, please contact the city. Thanks for watching.
Being a prostate cancer survivor can make a man feel all alone in the fight, especially in the Inland Empire. I should know. I am a 6-year prostate cancer survivor. That is why we started the Walnut Tribe Support Group, a nonprofit support group for prostate cancer survivors and their families, where they can get help, support, and information to guide them through it all. Now, in partnership with the Pink Ribbon Place in Riverside and the Greater Faith Bible Church in Rialto, we will have our in-person and Zoom meetings at 2 locations, both beginning at 6 p.m. The Riverside meetings will be held on the first Wednesday of every month, and our Rialto meetings will be held on the third Tuesday of every month. If you have been diagnosed with prostate cancer or know someone who has, feel free to join us in the fight. These meetings will be free and open to the public.
Recently, the Rialto City Clerk's Office, in partnership with Don's Bikes, hosted the Rialto on Wheels event. Attendees didn't let the wet weather get in the way.
It's kind of a celebration for everything that's bicycles. We thought, for our 66th anniversary, we'd do something kind of cool. We partnered with the city and managed to put this whole thing together. So we have a bike rodeo for the little ones. They can go have a little obstacle course, learn about bike safety. We have a ride out scheduled at noon. We also have a vintage BMX bike show. So basically, these are bikes from the old school period, 50s, 60s, primarily 80s, that'll be on display, and we're gonna have a competition for that. If you wanna test ride an electric bike, you can do that. And we also have a freestyle show. These are guys that are almost like Olympic level athletes from the X Games. They'll be putting on a show for us here shortly. And that's kind of what it's all about, a little something for everybody.
Rialto's youth was a large part of the event. From all ages, from young children just learning to ride to more experienced, but the focus remained on safety.
We are teaching kids bike safety and getting the community out to just have a good time for a common cause.
You know, it brings awareness on bicycle safety, brings the community out, they learn a lot, and hopefully they practice safety when they're out in the community with their bicycles.
You know, we have an opportunity to learn, and one of the things that they should know that that a lot of us didn't know, you can't ride your bike on the sidewalk. I think the physical activity that a lot of the kids will do in riding a bike is great. I mean, if we're talking about obesity, well, this is one way you can say, I'm going to work out, ride my bike, and enjoy it. I have a bike. I ride my bike, too, as well. I should ride it more often. But I think it's very healthy and it's very good when my wife and I go out and ride the bike.
The Rialto City Clerk's Office partnered with local organizations such as the Rialto Police and Fire Unions, service clubs, and city council members to donate numerous new bikes to Rialto's youth.
My favorite thing about coming to events is seeing the smiles that are created, the togetherness that comes out of events like this.
I love to meet the community members. You know, sometimes we're out at the meetings or, you know, we're at some of the functions and we don't really get to engage as much as we'd like to. So being out at these events, we get to engage with the community, hear their, you know, thoughts and their concerns.
We are here to celebrate that we are now in the Rialto community. We're excited to be here with the community, with the businesses, and support and serve some great hot wings. Tenders, we have crispy tenders, we have a crispy chicken sandwich, we have a wrap, and we also have our burgers, and our burgers are absolutely amazing. They're my favorite. There are 26 sauces and 5 seasonings. You can choose whichever one you want. So the Go is designed for that quick run in, get your takeout food to take back to the office, take home for the kids on your way from whatever events you have going on. And then we have the bundles, which is a great option. All of our wings and burgers, sides come with a side, fries, or you can upgrade to something else, and then add that soft drink beverage for only $1. It's a lot quicker. You're not having to worry about us trying to feed the guests that are in-house. So you come in, it's also based for that delivery, that Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. You can go through Easy Cater, our website, and put in your order, and we partner with DoorDash, and they will bring it straight to you with everything that you need. One of the big things that I have found a lot of people don't know about is if you're ever the schools, the nonprofits that are looking to help raise money, come see us. We actually do special events to help raise money and donate 10% back to that local nonprofit that we're highlighting for the day. Everybody, I would love to see you. Please come out. We are open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday until midnight on Fridays. I hope to see you very soon.
The City of Rialto's upgraded permitting center is a seamless, user-friendly experience for permit applications, business license requests, and secure online payments. Designed for efficiency, transparency, and convenience, this platform is built to service residents, contractors, and city staff alike. Everything you need all in one place. Check out this introduction video to the new online permit center coming June 2nd.
Welcome to Civic Access, the online customer access portal for the City of Rialto. This introduction will navigate you through the various online services and functions offered by the City of Rialto. As a guest visiting the site, you will be able to pay invoices, search for records, and view scheduled inspections. If you are a registered user, you will have access to see more information about your applications and records, and even apply for certain development applications. To log in, click Login or Register in the top right corner of the page, or with the tile in the center of the screen. If you have not registered for Civic Access, please create an account prior to logging in. After successfully logging in, you will see additional tabs and functionality. The first tab is the Home page. This will bring you back to the main page again from wherever you are in the website. The next tab is the Apply tab. This is where you can apply for available online permit, plan, and business license applications. After clicking Apply, you will be automatically redirected to the city's decision engine, which is a guided application to help you find the correct permit, plan, or business license application to apply for. The next tab is the Dashboard. In the dashboard, you will be able to see the progress of your permit and plan applications that you submitted to the city. You will also be able to view all of your inspections and their associated statuses. Your dashboard will also show your open invoices. You can make payments by adding them to your cart and making a payment with a credit card. If you have business licenses with the city, they will be listed at the bottom of the dashboard screen. My Work is another way to see all of your associated records in a list view. It is sectioned out into permits or plans, inspections, and invoices. If you applied for a permit or plan at City Hall, you should see the record in this screen. If you have difficulty finding a particular record, you are able to filter and sort your records. There is even an option to export your records into a Microsoft Excel file. Providing the correct email address and contact information on your application is essential to being able to see your records in the online portal. Please contact the city if you are not seeing your applications in the online portal. If you want to see scheduled inspections, click on the Today's Inspections tab. If you would like to see upcoming scheduled inspections or past scheduled inspections, simply change your desired date. The Search Records tab allows you to search and view information available for permit, plan, licenses, and inspections records. You can search with record numbers, keywords, or partial descriptions. Click on the record number to see more details of the record. If you cannot locate the record you are looking for, please contact the city. The last tab is the Help tab, which is where you most likely found this video. Along with this introduction video, there will be other instruction videos and help guides available to you. If you need additional assistance, please contact the city. Now that we have gone over all of the menu options, let's quickly go over the 6 tiles that you see on the home page. These offer you another way to quickly navigate the most frequently visited menu areas of Civic Access. This has been your introduction to Civic Access, the one-stop shop for development and permit application needs. If you need any additional assistance or information with Civic Access, please contact the city. Thanks for watching.
Recently, the Rialto City Clerk's Office, in partnership with Don's Bikes, hosted the Rialto on Wheels event. Attendees didn't let the wet weather get in the way.
It's kind of a celebration for everything that's bicycles. We thought, for our 66th anniversary, we'd do something kind of cool. We partnered with the city and managed to put this whole thing together. So we have a bike rodeo for the little ones. They can go up a little obstacle course, learn about bike safety. We have a ride out scheduled at noon. We also have a vintage BMX bike show. So basically, these are bikes from the old school period, 50s, 60s, primarily 80s, that'll be on display, and we're going to have a competition for that. If you want to test ride an electric bike, you can do that. And we also have a freestyle show. These are guys that are almost like Olympic level athletes from the X Games. They'll be putting on a show for us here shortly, and that's kind of what it's all about, a little something for everybody.
Rialto's youth was a large part of the event. From all ages, from young children just learning to ride to more experienced, but the focus remained on safety.
We are teaching kids bike safety and getting the community out to just have a good time for a common cause.
It brings awareness on bicycle safety, brings the community out, they learn a lot, and hopefully they practice safety when they're out in the community with their bicycles.
We have an opportunity to learn, and one of the things that they should know that that a lot of us didn't know, you can't ride your bike on the sidewalk. I think the physical activity that a lot of the kids will do in riding a bike is great. I mean, if we're talking about obesity, well, this is one way you can say, I'm going to work out, ride my bike, and enjoy it. I have a bike. I ride my bike, too, as well. I should ride it more often. But I think it's very healthy and it's very good when my wife and I go out and ride the bike.
The Rialto City Clerk's Office partnered with local organizations such as the Rialto Police and Fire Unions, service clubs, and city council members to donate numerous new bikes to Rialto's youth.
My favorite thing about coming to events is seeing the smiles that are created, the togetherness that comes out of events like this.
I love to meet the community members. Sometimes we're out at the meetings or, we're at some of the functions and we don't really get to engage as much as we'd like to. So being out at these events, we get to engage with the community, hear their, thoughts and their concerns.
We are here to celebrate that we are now in the Rialto community. We're excited to be here with the community, with the businesses, and support and serve some great hot wings. Tenders, we have crispy tenders, we have a crispy chicken sandwich, we have a wrap, and we also have our burgers, and our burgers are absolutely amazing. They're my favorite. There are 26 sauces and 5 seasonings. You can choose whichever one you want. So the Go is designed for that quick run in, get your takeout food to take back to the office, take home for the kids on your way from whatever events you have going on. And then we have the bundles, which is a great option. All of our wings and burgers, sides come with a side, fries, or you can upgrade to something else, and then add that soft drink beverage for only $1. It's a lot quicker. You're not having to worry about us trying to feed the guests that are in-house. So you come in, it's also based for that delivery, that Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. You can go through Easy Cater, our website, and put in your order, and we partner with DoorDash, and they will bring it straight to you with everything that you need. One of the big things that I have found a lot of people don't know about is if you're ever the schools, the nonprofits that are looking to help raise money, come see us. We actually do special events to help raise money and donate 10% back to that local nonprofit that we're highlighting for the day. Everybody, I would love to see you. Please come out. We are open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday until midnight on Fridays. I hope to see you very soon.
Today we are celebrating our soft opening. This is a re-grand opening for us. So we rebuilt pretty much the entire facility. We have new equipment, newer amenities, a recovery room, a premium training room, the turf. Today we're celebrating that for us, which is a big deal for the city of Rialto, but also a big deal for 24 Hour Fitness as well too.
I think being that they shut down for a month and they reopened, and still we have good attendance in here. I think it's really awesome that a lot of people are coming out to show that support and get their workout on.
It's such a great community. Everyone here is very optimistic. They're very goal-oriented. We all know that working out gives us the ability to think clearly, as well as to make us stronger for longevity, so we can spend a long life being healthy, have a quality of life, not just quantity, but we want quality.
I would say this, if you're not a member with 24 Hour Fitness, please come down and check us out. We are officially open. We're no longer closed, so you can come in, speak to any of our team members. Carlos is my sales manager, but we have a lot of different team members that can help facilitate membership. Come speak to a coach if you need help with your fitness program and your fitness plan. And then I also just want to say, just a small disclaimer, you have an obligation to be the best version of yourself. And that just starts with doing something as simple as showing up to the gym and saying, hey, I need help, point me in the right direction, help me get a membership, and we'll do the rest. Hey guys, this is Lloyd from 24 Hour Fitness here in Rialto. So excited for folks that came out to our soft opening event today. We're having round 2 on Saturday. Saturday at 9 a.m. is going to be our grand opening round 2. That'll be a big deal. We'll have a lot of different fun prizes, raffles, a DJ. So please show up if you didn't get a chance to show up today. And show up throughout the week. We're here to help and support you. God bless.
Hey Rialto, my name is Maria from the City of Rialto's Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department, and I'm excited to share some awesome news with you. We're thrilled to announce the completion of the resurfacing project at Rialto City Park, reinforcing our City Council's commitment to maintaining high-quality public spaces that meet the needs of our families. As a family-first community, we believe that well-maintained, safe, and accessible parks foster a stronger sense of togetherness and community pride. So, what's new? First, check out these bold, vibrant colors. Not only do they look amazing, but they're designed for better visibility and to bring energy and enthusiasm. These colors reflect our city's identity and our dedication to providing top-tier recreation and amenities. Plus, we've introduced Rialto's first ever pickleball courts. As part of the project, one of the tennis courts has been converted into 4 designated pickleball courts, giving our residents a fun new way to stay active. There's still more. We added our City of Rialto's Parks and Rec logo to the basketball courts and extended the fence between the pickleball and tennis courts to enhance the experience of our players. Interested in playing on the pickleball and tennis courts? Visit the Rialto Fitness and Aquatic Center for access. The basketball court is open for public use, so come in and shoot some hoops. We know that recreation plays a vital role in building a healthy and active community. That's why we continue to work towards keeping our parks, recreational facilities, and gathering places to a high standard that enhances the quality of life for our residents. This project was made possible by funding through department funds and the California Prop 68 per capita grant program. At the City of Rialto, we take pride in shaping a thriving and innovative recreational landscape, ensuring that our city keeps pace with growth while maintaining high standards our council desires and our residents deserve. We are committed to the future of Rialto, where families thrive, public spaces inspire, and recreation brings people together. We can't wait to see you at the courts.
What do you think about the new courts?
Awesome. Love the fiberglass backboard. And I was here the other day when they were painting it. So yeah, but I got to come with my son and shoot some hoop.
It's impressive. You know, they did a great job with them. And the colors, I love the colors.
They're so vibrant and welcoming. It's like you just want to come and buy a new basketball. I love them.
Gets your attention right away, and it's very nice to see that the city's actually doing something for the park. It's a really nice upgrade.
I like how you can raise a court, you can make it lower and higher for the littler kids. I like everything about it. I like the environment. I like how it's gated up for the kids. I like it. Shout out to Rialto. Y'all doing y'all big one.
I think about the courts is fire, and thank you for our community.
Nice.
I think about the court is that I love it so much. This is every hooper's dream, and thank God for everything.
Nice.
Ooh.
What do you think? You like them?
Fire.
Yeah, you fire?
Yes.
All right, you guys want to shoot? Yeah, go.
I'm gonna shoot a half court. Hey, I'm gonna shoot.
We'll call the meeting to order for the City of Rialto. City Council, the City of Rialto, the acting successor agency to the redevelopment agency, the Rialto Utilities Authority, the Rialto Housing Authority will now come to order. We'll call on the clerk to call the roll call.
Mayor Baca.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
Present.
Councilmember Perez.
Present.
Councilmember Montoya.
Present.
And Councilmember Andy Caracelis.
Present.
City Treasurer Ed Carrillo. Present. City Attorney Eric Bell.
Present.
City Manager Tanya Williams.
Present.
Okay, all present and accounted. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by Brian Park. Could you all stand, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. At this time, we're going to do the invocation by our pastor, Cynthia Alvarado Crawford, Parks and Recreation Director.
Good evening. If I can have you all bow your heads, close your eyes. Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for giving us another day, Lord. We ask that as we work through our city business today, that you continue to anoint our council and continue to bless them in their leadership and continue to do the good work that they've been doing for this community, Lord. We know that their priorities are not just their residents, but everything that happens, that comes and goes in this city. And we ask that you continue to enlighten them as they pave the way to be the trend-setting city that we are. We ask, Father God, all of these things in your name. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, we'll ask the city attorney to report closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The council had two items on its closed session agenda. Those items are stated in the agenda. The first was a conference with legal counsel with regard to one item of existing litigation. You gave direction to the city attorney's office on that item. There was no other reportable action. Your second item was a conference with your labor negotiators. You did have a discussion and a briefing from your labor negotiators and gave direction. There's no other reportable action on that item. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, City Attorney Eric Vale. At this time, we'll move on to presentations of proclamation. The mayor will do the first one in reference to the 56th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. And Mayor Pro Tem Edward Scott will give the National Public Works Week.
What time did y'all finish closed session?
6:25. This proclamation is number 9, Series 2025. Whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk, a time honored by vital parts of local government, exists throughout the world. Whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. Whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk provides professional links between the citizens, local government, bodies, agencies of government, and other levels. And whereas the professional municipal clerk has pledged to be a mindful of neutrality, impartiality, and rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as information center on functions of local government and the community. And I can attest that she does because she listens to a lot of the people that come in to the clerk's office and they provide information pertaining to the city, what our goals are, what our objectives are, or where we need to go in terms of the future, because she's also provided that information to me, and I appreciate that. Whereas the professional municipal clerks continuity strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the professional municipal clerks through participation, educational programs, seminars, workshops, the annual meetings of the state, provincial, county, and international professional organization. Whereas it is appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk, and that includes all of the staff that work there at the clerk's office too as well. They basically have been very helpful to all of us, not only individuals that go there, but also interpreting to many individuals that speak another language too as well, and having them speak in Spanish to those individuals that need assistance. Whereas 54 Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, now therefore Joe Baca, Mayor of the City of Rialto, recognizes the week of May 4th through May 10th as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk and all the professional municipal clerks for their vital service that they perform and dedication to the communities of the City of Rialto, and we're very proud of them, and we're proud to have you, Barbara McGee, to be the leader of the staff and the clerk's office. On behalf of our city, we'd like to present you with this award.
Thank you. Well, it's always, well, first of all, Mayor Pro Tem and the council, thanks for recognizing City Clerks Week. But it is great to have a City Clerks Week, which we are city clerks all the time, not just 1 week. And which this proclamation says that we are there and here to service the community, and we do that. You come in, we want to service you, and that's what a clerk is all about. It's serving the community, serving you and serving the community. So community, thank you. Appreciate it. And council, thanks for recognizing City Clerk Week.
Thank you very much.
He's going to do his job in a minute. So.
Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to honor National Public Works Week, so I'd like for our Public Works Assistant City Administrator to come up, and our favorite other guy here, the real brains of the operation. Thank you. You know, many times we're up here praising and thanking our police and fire department for all they do for our community. But what we don't realize is that in order for them to do their jobs, we have to have Public Works. Public Works is out at each accident, each situation fire and police are involved in, whether it be a fire, a traffic accident, or whatnot. They're at all the Parks and Rec events. They're at National Night Out. They're at Farmers Market every week. So they're probably one of the least recognized departments for what they do. And they're also 24 hours a day. Rain, shine, don't get any snow, so. But they're always here. So this is proclamation number 8, Series 2025, honoring National Public Works Week. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health and quality of life and well-being of the people of the City of Rialto. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Rialto to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities, and whereas the year 2025 marks 65 year's National Public Works Week has been sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Be it now resolved that Mayor Joe Baca of the City of Rialto and the City Council of the City of Rialto do hereby designate the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association, government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. It's my honor to present this to you, gentlemen, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
You have a couple of words?
I have a 10-page response.
Big printing there, too.
The older I get, the larger the font. So, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys. This week is significant for those involved in the public works realm. I received this proclamation today with gratitude and pride to be part of our public works department. National Public Works Week offers opportunity to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of the individuals who make up our department, from engineering and utilities to parks, facilities, streets, fleet, and administration. To our team, public works is not just a profession, it's an opportunity to contribute to a vital service that connects all of us, knowing that our contributions impact our community's quality of life and that each staff member participates in that mission. I want to express my appreciation to the council members for your support. Your leadership and vision have been instrumental in advancing our mission and ensuring that we have the resources necessary to serve our community effectively. Your support and public service truly make a difference in our operations daily. To promote Public Works Week, we have planned a series of social media releases. Due to the great response, we are bringing back a scavenger hunt, which we had really great response from the community last year. With that, once again, I'd like to thank Council and our executive management team for their continued support.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and on behalf of the council and the city of Rialto, we appreciate all of the work that you guys have been doing because it's the image that you are presenting by not only fixing a lot of our streets, our potholes in the area, and responding to a lot of the people in the community. So that's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much as we recognize National Public Works and say in behalf of the City Council and the staff that we appreciate your staff that has been working diligently in improving and making our city a great city to live in. Thank you very much. Next, we have our second annual Rialto on Wheels event presentation, an overview by Scott McAfee, Don's Bicycle.
All right, hey everybody. So I'm here to give you a recap of the event that we just had on April 26th. First, the bad news, it rained. Like the whole week leading up looked really good, and the whole week after looked really good. But that one day it had to rain on us, so that's kind of the bad news. The good news was it was still a very good event, and a lot of good came out of it. I mean, in spite of rain, we still had 100 vintage bikes on display. We would have had easily double that. We did have 100 people show up, and they actually did a ride out. We'd have had 500 easily just based on people. Even I talked to people today. I was going to be there, but the rain, I know, it rained. But we also had some unexpected things, I think, as well. We did have some legends of the BMX world show up, and I wasn't expecting them to necessarily show up, but they did. And these are people, you might not know their names, but these are like iconic figures from the 80s who were freestyle riders or BMX racers, guys that were extremely well known. So they definitely added a lot of credibility to our event. I know a lot of the guys that had their bikes on display like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. Would you sign my bike? I mean, it was really, really cool. I saw a lot of little kids out there too. I mean, a lot of them. So we had good participation with the bike rodeo. Overall, we had I'd say 2 to 3 hours of like really not much rain, and then it came down later on. So we did cut things short. One of the highlights as well was we did partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm here with Aram. He's here to talk about their organization. But long story short, we raised $1,700 for Big Brothers Big Sisters and had 4 new signups for them as well, which is actually worth more than the money raised. I did want you to talk a little bit about Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is kind of our partner organization that we're kind of what it's all about, what the event's all about. So take it away.
Thank you so much, Scott, and thank you, Council, for allowing me to appear here. My name is Aram Ira. I'm the Associate Director of Development over at Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Inland Empire. We serve the Riverside and San Bernardino County areas. And I just want to say a huge thank you to Scott for inviting us to be a part of this event. This is our second or third year, I think, third year next year of being part of this event. And it's been incredible every single time. And yes, it did rain. But I think it was very awesome to see the little array of sunshine and light that this event brought on an otherwise very rainy day. And if that's not a metaphor for mentorship, I don't know what is. We work with a lot of different children across the 2-county area. And we have children who sometimes are coming from a very dark place and need that mentorship, that light in their life, that guidance to continue going. I think I saw a lot of that at the event. Just as Scott mentioned, just legends in the BMX world. I don't even follow BMX that closely, and I was just like, oh my God, starstruck. This was an incredible event. I do want to thank the city also for just being so instrumental in hosting this opportunity. And we're very much looking forward to continue partnering with both the city and with Scott and Don's Bicycle Shop to continue doing this. And he's right, we did register 4 new mentors, which is huge. These are mentors that are committed for at least a year to work with our children and be a presence in their life. But the way that things usually go, they end up being mentor for 5, 7, 10 years until the kids go to college, until the kids get married, until the kids start families of their own, which is just incredible. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of your city. Thanks for the warm welcome, and we hope to be more involved in the near future.
The big check, too. Show them the big check.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. There it is.
We'd actually love to get a picture with some of the council members if they want to jump in for the shot, too.
Come on, let's all go.
That's going down there?
Yeah. Group shot.
Yeah, group shot. That's cool.
We'll stand here in the front.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. I'm here to speak on behalf of the Clerk's Office who put on this event with Don's Bicycle. I want to thank Council members Perez, Montoya, and Mayor Baca for your attendance at the event. It was greatly appreciated. I want to also speak to the donors of our bicycle giveaway, Rialto PD, who came in very instrumental in helping us have a Safe Move, Safe City come out, as well as donated a large amount of bicycles that we gave out. In that same vein, we had Rialto Professional Firefighters Local 3688 in conjunction with Walmart donate a significant portion of our bicycles that we gave away. We also had TransTech, who is a very big sponsor of our event, donate a lot of bicycles and gear as well, which is also important to keep people safe. We had DePuja and Wells Consulting donate bicycles, Pepe's Towing Service, Angela and Vern Perry, former Rialto employees and still very much loved, also donated bicycles. They were still very much present. We had former Mayor Deborah Robertson donate, and then we had Councilmember Perez and Councilmember Montoya and Sly who donated bicycles, and we thank you for that. Included in your packets, Council, is some of the responses that we got from the people who entered the raffle to win a bicycle. So the parameters were such that they had to be Rialto residents, and they were between 5 and 16. We wanted to switch it up a little bit and get the public's feedback and engage them in a meaningful way. So we asked them not only what they would do with the bicycle if they won, but also what they would like to see from the city as it relates to bicycles. We gave them a couple suggestions. I'm going to pick out a few of my favorites. Here on the first page, you'll see that Joshua in Spanish says that he would be very happy and he'd go out to play with his bicycle if he won, because he doesn't have one. And his ask is that the event keeps going on because it's very good for the community. Mikey Vargas says that he would ride his to 7-Eleven and he would like lights on the bike paths. Another meaningful response was from Caleb, who said he would ride it every day, learn every trick, and be the best BMX rider in Rialto. His ask is a skate park and more Rialto police presence on the bike trails. So we'd like to engage the public, as the mayor said, at the clerk's office, and we're providing you with that data to better inform our decisions as we serve them.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, Scott, for being involved over the years. So we really appreciate that, and I think it enhances our community in terms of involvement in another sport too as well. And not only the bikes that were there and the kids that rode the bikes, but I happened to be there along with Edward Montoya that was there, and seeing the BMX riders or professional riders do their tricks. And it's amazing to see them. I mean, I've always seen them on TV, but to see them in person actually going through and flipping up in the air and stopping on the side, it's unbelievable. Then I asked one of them, well, what size of bike is it? I never knew that it's a 21-inch bike and that the spoke has to be able to turn around. So I've learned something on that day. So again, thank you very much, and hopefully we can continue to support the Rialto Wheels, Rialto on Wheels in the future as well. Thank you very much. Next, before we move into oral communications, I just like to announce that May is National Military Appreciation Month. So if there's any veterans that are in the audience here today, could you please stand up and be recognized, because we appreciate you. And that includes current members, past members, and those that have died. So any military personnel, could you please stand up? That includes the council members. Thank you very much for your service. Also, just on another note, I hope that all the mothers had a wonderful time for Mother's Day and enjoyed the time with their loved ones, and that they enjoyed this blessed day that the Lord has granted them to be with their families. So again, happy Mother's Day to all of those that were able to celebrate it with family members and loved ones. So thank you. Now we'll move on to oral communications. Do we have any oral communications? Okay.
So we have, we have Marco, and he has a translator there to help him.
Buenas tardes, concejales y mayor. Mi nombre es Marco Antonio Villalobos y el año pasado me quitaron los parques de Jerry's Park por unas personas que ellos querían el parque y por unos inconvenientes me quitaron el parque.
Good afternoon, Council. So last year, my park was taken away from me. He says that the people who took the park away from him were interested in getting it from him. So suspects foul play.
De un momento sabía yo que me iban a quitar el permiso porque las personas mismas estaban diciendo que iban a agarrar el permiso y yo vine a perder mi tiempo, pero hoy no lo voy a perder. Hoy voy a luchar por los niños que yo tengo de Rialto, y lo que pasa que la persona esa es que me quitaron el permiso, o que por él el permiso, hice una liga de fútbol, pero yo voy a traer pruebas ya no voy a hablar porque hablaba y ya para otro meeting ya no era el problema uno, sino otro problema.
So he's saying the person that took his permit is the same person who holds the permit now. So he's fighting for the Rialto kids that he represents. He says his league of football or soccer is, he suspects was taken from him under foul play.
El señor Carizales me dijo que si yo era injusto lo que me han hecho, yo para mí fue una injusticia. Yo ya lo sabía, nomás lo comprobé y pues de antemano sabe que me van a quitar el permiso, pero yo voy a luchar por recuperar, no tanto por mí, sino por mi prestigio, porque me están desprestigiando lo que yo no soy. Yo soy una persona que voy al distrito de Rialto, donde vayan las escuelas, se dejaron llevar por las personas que ellos querían lo que yo estaba haciendo.
So he's saying that this has affected his reputation and that his prestige is what he is here to defend. He mentioned that he wanted to bring proof about the things that went wrong in taking away his permit.
Yo voy a hacer la lucha, pero espero que sean los mismos que me pidieron a mí, los mismos requisitos que me pidieron a mí. Si va a ser otra liga de otras personas, que también se los pidan a él. Es donde voy a ver si es personal o es grave discriminación, porque la verdad, lo mismo la otra liga, ya estamos llevando bien, pero también ha hecho errores peores que los míos, y ellos ellos no le hacen nada, y a mí sí. Cualquier errorcito que yo haga, pues ya me quitaron, me sacaron del parque, y yo tengo por más de 20 años, estuve con el parque 20 años, y nomás tuve un problema, y con ese problema, de ahí pasó el problema ahí, y la persona que estaba a ese momento, ahorita está trabajando con esas personas que supuestamente no debe estar ahí. No le pidieron los back and rolls como a mí, los huellas, porque a mí me las pidieron, y también a mí me extendieron mucho tiempo para darme la prueba de las huellas, ya cuando va a dar el permiso.
So he's saying that the requirements that he was asked to present when asking for this permit to play at the park be the standard, and that all people should abide by the same rules. He says that he wants to see if the way that his permit or allowance to play there was taken was either personal or on purpose, because as he says that the person who was behind it is the same person who is there now. He says that he's been playing for 20 years and this one incident has affected his ability to play, yet the public continue to meet him in public and see that his reputation is still upstanding.
Okay, yo por último, por ser breve, me gustaría que des un comentario también. Por último, cuando tuve el meeting, había un detective, policía, como si yo fuera un delincuente. Yo soy un ciudadano honesto, trabajador. Si cometí errores, ya los pagué, pero no se me hace justo que el detective, no recuerdo el nombre, me dijo que yo no puedo estar en ese parque, lo cual que yo pago mis impuestos. Si no tenía permiso, yo ya hasta dije de broma, no puedo ni a correr, y no me contestó. Lo cual lo veo injusto porque es un parque público, yo pago mis impuestos, y es injusto que alguien me ha dicho, esa persona, que yo no puedo estar en el parque más. Está bien que no tengo permiso de mis equipos, pero yo no puedo ir ahí. Eso es lo que a mí se me injusto.
So as a side comment, he says that he felt persecuted by the detective who was there questioning him. He felt it was unfair because he pays taxes and he's a citizen of this country. He mentions that he doesn't think that it's right because it's a public park, and he thinks that he has the permission to be able to be there.
Por último, me gustaría tener una junta con ustedes privado, como la otra vez, y saber señales cómo se maneja una liga. Yo tengo la No Profit Corporation, tengo todos los documentos, excepto lo que me están pidiendo. No puedo afiliarme a una otra afiliación porque yo está registrada la liga y tengo la No Profit Organization, que es lo que me piden antes. Pero ya me cambiaron más cosas diferentes, lo cual no es justo.
So he's saying he would like to have a private meeting as they did before to go over the requirements. He's saying the affiliations that he had cannot change compared to his last league, and that he feels that the goal or the requirements have changed.
Yo pienso que me costó ese permiso, lo acepto, porque yo no me fijé el papel que me mandó, no lo leí la pura verdad, porque no pensé que iban a pedir eso, pero ahora sí, yo voy a estar muy preparado y voy a llevar las pruebas de las otras personas que están haciendo lo que yo les dije. Vuelvo a repetir, si yo hubiera agarrado gente que viniera a quejarse, que no agarraron ningún beneficio, está bien, pero esas personas agarraron beneficio y los apoyaron.
So he's saying he's going to come with proof that the person who is now running the program is benefiting in some way. He feels that he was not prepared for the last meeting, and he says he's going to come to the next one well prepared.
Por último, sí, si no me dan el permiso, no hay problema. Yo tengo escuelas para entrenar, pero yo quiero que sean justos, como dijo Andy Carrizales, que quiero que sea justo y que sean las mismas reglas para todos. De aquí tienen tener un antecedente que tienen que ser correctos. Ustedes están por la comunidad, para ayudar a la comunidad, pero que tienen que ser parejos. Es lo que yo veo y lo que vivo. Y de fútbol, pues yo tengo como 30 años de experiencia y es la primera vez que tuve ese problema. Ya pagué mi error y espero que en un futuro lo tomen en cuenta y pues teniendo ustedes, pueda pues yo hablar con las personas indicadas. Muchas gracias.
He says thank you. He's been practicing for 30 years, and that this one problem has derailed him. If your conclusion is such that he does not have the permission, he will accept that, but he wants it to be fair. He says that the council should be upstanding and following their rules equally across the people who apply.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Déjame preguntarte, ¿a cuál parque? Porque no dijiste a cuál parque.
Oh, perdón, Jerry's Park.
¿A cuál?
El Jerry's Park. Jerry's.
Jerry Eves.
Jerry Eves Park.
Sí, yo tuve como más de 20 años ahí en el parque y yo tuve más de 20 años, nunca tuve un problema, excepto un incidente y me costó. Ya pienso que ya me castigaron y yo pienso que ya me merezco otra oportunidad para hacer las cosas mejor, pero eso depende de ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Y podemos poner a Cynthia, alguien en el parque, pueden hablar con ellos. Yo sé que quería uno de los miembros de aquí de la council, yo sé que Andy ya había hablado con usted, ¿que no?
Yes, sí, hablamos, tuvimos una junta anterior. We had a meeting in the past, and we brought all the parties involved, and there was supposed to be some kind of resolve. La junta que hubo últimamente, no sé cuál era el resultado, pero pues hay que ver cuáles son los resultados y si tienes otra junta con Cynthia para que te dé la guía de todo lo demás que ocupas y te dé los requisitos que se ocupan, pero creo que la última vez ya te habían dado todos esos requisitos y te habían comentado todas las cosas que ocupabas, los pasos del 1 al 10, para que tuvieras todos los requisitos que ocuparas. So I just told him that we had that meeting and we gave him all the requirements that he needed. So I'm in support of helping him out and making sure that he has a fair chance of getting his team out and his teams, his groups, because the work he does with the soccer leagues is good work and it's hard work, so it's very commendable. Gracias.
Okay, lo que quiero decir, señor Carrizales, lo vuelvo a repetir, lo que me piden, yo no puedo, la única que yo no puedo cumplir, les digo de antemano,
¿Puedes hablar más tarde con alguien aquí o con la Cynthia, porque tenemos la
no, es lo que no quiero decir, lo siento, Mayor, yo nomás, ya acabé mi tiempo, perdón, discúlpenme, sí. me gana la pasión.
Sí, cómo no.
Disculpen, no hay problema.
Bueno, gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we'll move on to the next person.
Just write your number down. We also have Juan. Is he here? He's going to translate as well.
Buenas tardes a todos. Yo soy Juan Arámbula, ciudadano de aquí, de Rialto y del país. Y yo estaba, los saludo con afecto. Estaba yo construyendo en mi casa un pequeño ampliación y yo no sabía que estaba violando un código. Y llegó la ciudad.
So he says, good evening. He greets you with salutations, and that he speaks about the fact that he was doing an extension on his property.
Y ya cuando puse el roof, me llegó la ciudad y me dijo que estaba violando un código y que debía parar.
So the city came after he put a roof on his extension, telling him that he had a code violation.
Esto sucedió el sábado próximo pasado.
This occurred last Saturday.
Me dejó una hoja y me dijo que viniera ayer aquí a Obras Públicas.
So they gave him a sheet and they told him to go to the Community Development Department.
Y me dijeron aquí que sí, que estaba efectivamente violando un código y que debía de tumbar lo que tenía construido.
They said that yes, he was violating a code and that he is to tear down what he had built.
Incluso pues ahora tengo que tumbar y me cobran por tumbar.
So he has to tear it down, and he says he's being charged to tear down the build.
Y bueno, yo para esto tengo una propuesta.
So for this, he has a proposal.
Y consiste en lo siguiente. Al parecer hay códigos de construcción viejos, nada funcionales, que en cierto modo si los analizamos de manera, bueno, tal vez como yo los veo, no favorecen a la sociedad.
So his proposal starts with the fact that he feels that there are municipal codes around building that are outdated and they don't favor the public.
¿Por qué digo esto? Bueno, porque me dieron un papel donde hay bueno, se da a conocer que de todo el predio o el terreno que uno tenga útil, que solamente se puede construir el 30%.
So he says that the reason he says this is the paper he received where the code is stated, it states that only 30% of the property can be developed.
Y me pregunto yo, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué yo compro una casa y tengo 70% de terreno desocupado y no puedo yo usarlo?
He says, why did I buy a house with 70% of the land unused and the inability to use it further?
Ese terreno desocupado, uno lo pagó, pero no podemos construir por ciertos códigos.
So he says this unused land he paid for, but he cannot build on it due to the code.
Ahora, la propuesta es que si hay códigos que no favorecen ni a la ciudad, ni a los propietarios de las casas, ¿por qué no desentrañarlos? ¿Por qué no quitar ese tipo de códigos que no benefician, vaya, que son tal vez obsoletos?
So he's saying, why not disengage the code that he feels is obsolete? It does not benefit the property owners, and he says it does not benefit the city.
Si se quitaran esos códigos que frenan, digamos, el avance, la comodidad de una familia, y en este caso específico, no estoy hablando por defender mi situación, sino por la de miles y miles de propietarios de casas que tendrían las mismas necesidades.
So he's saying that he's speaking not solely de facto on his own personal situation, but rather the thousands of property owners who he feels this code stops the advancement of their families.
En este caso, al destrabar al liberar este tipo de códigos, los propietarios podríamos vivir más cómodos en el caso de que si hubiera necesidad, hacer una remodelación, una ampliación y vivir mejor.
So he's saying in getting rid of this code, property owners could live more comfortably to do remodels and extensions as their families changed.
Más cómodos, podría haber flujo de dinero, de inversión, va a haber más trabajo, va a haber más compras y uno pues se beneficia a la ciudad porque a lo mejor se embellece más la ciudad al hacer uno sus arreglos y no tener esos terrenos baldíos ociosos donde viven solamente los topos y arañas, insectos que hay ahí.
So he says that in getting rid of this code, neighborhoods could be beautified and that the empty lands that are occupied with insects and gophers and those kinds of and empty lands could be better used.
Creo yo que lo hago con todo respeto, lo que les vengo a exponer, y creo yo que sería de beneficio, como repito, para todos los que tenemos casa y que queremos o tenemos necesidad de que si la familia crece, podremos ampliarnos, vivir más cómodos y sería beneficioso para nosotros y también para la ciudad, creo yo.
So he says he comes to you with respect and that he feels that these suggestions would help families comfortably grow and benefit the city as well.
Para terminar, me gustaría, si me pudieran ayudar, a que me permitieran que se quedara lo que ya construí el sábado y que me dicen hoy que porque lo tengo que tumbar, incluso me cobran. Entonces, me gustaría que hay espacio ahí, está bien el espacio y todo, pero el código dice que no debo invadir un terreno que está ocioso en mi casa. Y bueno, me gustaría si me pudieran ayudar en este asunto. Les agradezco mucho. Muchas gracias.
So he says he wishes that you can help him in his case to leave the remaining building that he had built, even though it has been in a certain degree close to lands that are not to be built on. And he says thank you and good night.
Gracias.
Thank you very much. What we can possibly do, it's under the jurisdiction of code enforcement, and maybe someone from code enforcement can possibly get together along with our new acting community director, Christina Taylor, as well. Welcome. So somebody, hopefully you can get together with him. Thank you. Sí, cómo no. Any other?
No, Mayor, we just have a person to speak on the consent calendar, C6. You want me to call him up, Mayor Pro Tem? You asked to call up? Okay.
Okay, before we vote on the consent calendar, could we have the gentleman that wants to speak on item number 6 on the consent item?
Mohammed? Mohammed, is he here?
Mohammed?
Aman? Mohammed Aman? Okay. I don't.
Not present. Since we don't hear from Mohammed, we'll hear from the council. What are the wishes in reference to the consent calendar?
Move approval.
It's been approved by Mayor Pro
Second.
Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Andy Calaceres. All those in favor of approving the consent calendar signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any oppositions? Hearing none. We'll move on to tab 1 on the discussion items.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tab 1 will be presented by John Rossi, our Interim Utilities Director.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Council members, John Rossi, Interim Director of Utilities. I'm here this evening to present for your consideration approval of the CEQA initial study and mitigated negative declaration for the Dr. June Hayes and Deborah Robertson Habitat Nature Center. After a brief presentation, Mayor Baca will open a public hearing and the public will be invited to speak. After the hearing is closed, staff will then answer council's questions. And before I begin the presentation, I'd also like to introduce, if you gentlemen want to come forward, Jason Pavivarov, who you know from DePugin Wells, and also Ray Hussey of EN Planners. President of the company is the consultant handling the CEQA process for us. So if we could bring up the slide presentation. Well, I'll get started and it'll come here in a minute. The Nature Center, as you may know, is to be located on a vacant portion of property on the city's wastewater treatment plant south of the city. The project, do I need to do something? Okay. The project consists of 2 small lakes, and the lakes will be created by intercepting tertiary treated effluent from the wastewater treatment plant that is currently discharged into the lined Rialto channel and routing a portion of this flow into 2 proposed lakes. The treated water from the plant will be utilized and temporarily stored in the lakes prior to being discharged back into the concrete lined channel at the existing plant discharge location. The city currently discharges this effluent into the concrete lined Rialto channel that flows downstream and which changes into an unlined portion of the channel south of Aguamansa Road prior to flowing into the Santa Ana River. I guess we're turning maybe to, I apologize for the technical malfunction, but we do have a PowerPoint presentation in the agenda packet. I'll go back once we get it up here and show this to you a little more clearly. The proposed project would not change the discharge location of the effluent into the Rialto Channel and subsequently into the Santa Ana River. The Nature Center involves constructing approximately 13 acres of outdoor public space, including approximately 10 acres of a non-contact, non-watercraft area consisting of the 2 lakes, 1 mile of pedestrian perimeter trails, passive recreation, environmental education programming, and public outreach. The Nature Center will provide city residents and the public with a wonderful opportunity for bird watching and to enjoy the walking paths and other amenities. I also want to note, very importantly, that this project is 100% or fully grant funded, which is very important. I apologize, Ray, I'm going to pass it on to you now. And if we get our PowerPoint presentation, I'll come up and show you a couple of the graphics. But Ray's going to come up and speak about the CEQA process. Okay.
So I can see it.
All right.
Apologize for the technical malfunction. I'm opening up the PowerPoint so I can see it. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Thank you, John. So I'm going to keep this very brief. I want to save time, if you have any questions, to dive into those. In February of last year, we published the initial study for public review. It went out for a 30-day public review. During that review period to agencies and anyone else who had requested to see the environmental document, we received only 1 comment. That came from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. We then had some strategic conversations internally with CDFW as well as their federal partners at the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, because we know that we're going to need to partner with them. The city's going to need to partner with the state in terms of building and operating the Habitat Nature Center. So we modified the document. We finalized that document. The final ISMND before you for approval includes all the various minor changes to both the project description, a little bit of analysis just to clarify it, to help out with CDFW. Strategic conversations too, because after the CEQA document here gets approved, there also needs to be a federal approval in order to comply with the various grants that the city has been able to get. As you all know, you do not sit still, and you've been able to get a lot of grants and a lot of funding for this project. Let me see. Also, because we're creating habitat, as was on the earlier slide, as well as some community benefits, the habitat component is very near and dear to our friends at CDFW. That's their job, to be stewards of biological resources. So we know we're going to have to get what is called a long-term maintenance agreement. That's essentially a document in which we'll talk about how we're going to build the lake, and then also, once it's finished, how it's going to be managed so that they're okay. They're a resource group who even though they're state employees, if we go out and cut a bunch of weeds that have been growing that we think as weeds, but they're actually reeds, there's a good picture of it right there. Hey, we got it up. We have to make sure that they're in agreement with it. So anyway, that's what that is, and that's on one of the next agenda items regarding a contract amendment to do that work. Let's see if I missed anything. That is really it. Did you want to handle the
why don't I just
staff
let's
recommendation?
go to the next slide. I'll just do this very quickly. I just want you to see the nice graphic. So this is the line channel. There's the treatment plant. You can see that blue shaded area is where this these two lakes will go, with perimeter trails discharging out to the line channel, which then goes down farther. You'll see this unlined Rialto channel. It becomes natural habitat there and out to the river. Next slide. And this is a conceptual design of what that lake will look like. So we anticipate, again, birds. You see the little island out in the middle. We want to have a spot for birds to nest and not have any predation by coyotes and other things. So we expect this to be a nice amenity again. And then you see that oblong there, proposed community center. We'll have a building where people can come out, Parks and Rec can work with folks and do some education, kids, events out there. And so this is, again, I apologize for the backwards approach here, but give you a little vision of this, this nice park amenity for the city. So tonight, what we're again hoping for is that the council will open, the mayor will open public hearing. We'll take public hearing and then look forward to council's questions.
Thank you. Is there any comments from the public? Hearing none, do we have a motion to public hearing to be closed?
Move to close the public hearing.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott to close the public hearing. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Edward Montoya. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. Now we'll move on to open discussion by members of the council. Councilmember Ed Scott.
Mr. Rossi, in the presentation, the gentleman mentioned the future maintenance of this facility. Have we identified the funding for that maintenance, and will any of that be done through grant funding?
The first part of that, no, it will not be funded by grant funding, and we have not fully identified yet what the operational costs will be. We need to work with Parks and Rec Department and others. We understand that the maintenance of the pumps and so forth will be on a minor scale, but as far as the plants and material and so forth, we have not identified that yet.
And I assume the pumps and the actual facility itself, in other words, the water facility will be maintained and operated through a separate contract with RWS?
Or city staff. It has not been determined yet, but it will not be part of the concession agreement.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
And I have a question in reference to how long will the term going to be made for this lake? You didn't mention how long it was going to take.
For construction?
Yeah, construction of the term.
Jason, I'll turn to you on that. Why don't you come up to the mic?
Yes, good evening. Jason Pivar, Tuja Wells, supporting City of Rialto Utilities, and PM for the Rialto Habitat Nature Center. We're anticipating about 16 months. Right now we're really in the thick of defining the operational maintenance manual, which will hopefully shed light on kind of what we expect in terms of a year-to-year kind of level of resource to keep the very aspects kind of healthy and thriving. But yeah, about 18 months, we are working closely with Fish and Wildlife. So there are, I guess, seasons that, downstream habitat doesn't really like reduced flows or change in flows. So we're going to try and dovetail as best as we can in collaboration with those folks.
Okay, thank you. My next question, I guess, would be in reference to the habitat, because this is a lake that the public won't be able to swim in. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the public should be aware that,
yeah,
that they can't go swimming, they can't go fishing in this lake. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, will there be a fence? Because I noticed that you said you had a recreational center for educational purposes. I think that's good, but You know, in order to keep the public from going into this lake, how is that going to be done? I mean, kids will be kids, adults will be adults.
Yeah, you know, the project does have, I don't know the right term of it, but like that picket fencing, the three rail kind of fencing in certain areas. Regarding the walking trails, you know, we'll work with staff closely to see if there's any sort of, you know, guardrail or signage that would be most applicable. But yeah, there will be fencing along some of the steeper slopes by the community center.
And similarly, the public has access, as you know, to the river, to the channels and so forth. So there'll be access. We just want to be careful about security, or rather about safety. That'll be the most important part.
Yeah, and in reference to the walking trail, will there be hours, posted hours where you can actually walk and then you can't walk to as well? So this way the public will know that certain hours, or is it just open for the public?
Mr. Mayor, I can answer that question. Anybody that goes there, and it'll all be educational purpose use, will be with either a staff member or volunteers that the city will use. The public will not be allowed to go out there by themselves. They will always have somebody with them.
But they talked about a walking trail.
Same with the walking trail. There'll be staff members or volunteers that walk them through the trail. It'll be on the same model as the two habitats that are down in Orange County. So there's always either volunteers or staff members with the individuals that will be there.
Right, and I guess what we're saying is that you can't go out on your own out there.
Correct.
Bottom line.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Andy Caraceres.
Second.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none.
And the motions would be to adopt Resolution 8344 and Resolution 08-41.
That's correct. Thank you. Now we'll move on to item number 2.
Thank you. That is my item as well. And now that you've approved the CEQA document, we're here to ask you to consider Amendment 2 with Ray Hussey and Ian Planners for the next element, which is really two parts: permit applications for the diversion of the treated effluent and a long-term lake maintenance and habitat support plan. Working with the state and federal agencies to get the permits will be a critical element of this. That amendment is a total of $72,900 for a total contract amended price of just over $260,000. And as you know, Mr. Hussey is here as well. It was important that he be here, and happy to answer any questions.
Move for approval.
Motion's been made by Andy Caraceres. Do I hear a second?
A question first.
Question by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
These funds will all be dealt with by the financial impact is through grants, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Motion. Second to the motion.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott. Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. Motion carries. We'll move on to tab 3.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to call Vince Arona, our engineering manager for land development.
Yes, good evening, Mayor Baca, Mayor Pro Tem Scott, members of the council, and members of the public. For your consideration this evening, staff is recommending the approval of task orders for on-call construction inspection services in the amounts of $291,000 for Onward Engineering and $323,865.60 for Specs Engineering Group. On February 11, 2025, the City Council approved and entered into professional services agreements with Onward Engineering and Specs Engineering Group for on-call construction management and inspection services. The term of each of the agreements is for 4 years with 2 one-year extensions. The proposed task orders are pursuant to the on-call professional services agreements with both firms. The terms of these agreements do not specify a particular contract amount as it operates on a pass-through basis. And what this means is that the city will collect fees, inspection fees from developers, development community, to offset the cost of the services rendered by both Onward Engineering and Specs Engineering Group. The Public Works Department currently has 3 city employee construction inspectors and 2 on-call contract inspectors. The approval being requested this evening is to assist with ongoing private land development projects and utility permits, which result in approximately 900 monthly inspections. The augmented inspection services helps to provide timely inspections to our land development community as well as residents. Public Works is proposing to add 3 more construction inspectors for fiscal year 25-26. In the meantime, we are requesting these on-call contracts to be approved so that there's no delay in inspection services as if we transition into the next fiscal year with these additional requested positions. Thank you, and that concludes my presentation. I'm here to answer any questions, and we have both firms here also to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions by members of the council? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Ed Scott, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Carla Perez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move into tab 4.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of council. Staff is seeking council's direction on use of the city standards and other approved standards, and allowing modifications to these standards where applicable and approved by the city engineer. Thanks to the vision and direction of the City Council, Rialto has experienced significant growth in public works projects. These capital improvement projects in 2023 totaled $32 million and 17 projects were completed. Also in 2024, 17 additional projects were also completed at a total of $47.7 million. So this represents a notable improvement from 2021 where only 3 CIP projects were completed. So quite a big difference there in improvement. So thank you for council's dedication and devotion towards these improvements. However, I'm not going to stand here before you and say that everything is perfect. There is always room for improvement and growth, especially with a public works team that is fairly new to Rialto. So in many of our projects, we utilize standard plans. And as I progress through this presentation, I'm going to focus on curb ramps as an example, because within this 150-page document, we have standard plans that range everywhere from trench repairs to mailbox placement, so some fine tuning, and then some larger projects and so forth, or standards. So standard plans provide a comprehensive and easy to follow approach for use in conjunction with the specifications for all of our public works construction projects. Typically, standard plans are for repetitive designs, such as curb ramps, and they utilize, a design team might utilize these plans to cut down on time, on review of these plans internally, or other additional costs, especially like plan checking. But prior to City Council's adoptions of the current standards, the city utilized plans that were developed between 1970 and 1975. Beginning in 2009, an effort began to update these plans, and in 2015, after a thorough review through the Transportation Commission and Utilities Commission, City Council approved these standards that we use now. In addition to the approval and the standards that we rely on, we also use standard plans and specifications for public works construction, which were developed by APWA, or the American Public Works Association, the County of San Bernardino Department of Public Works and Flood Control, as well as Caltrans standards. Because I'm bringing up specifically ADA ramps and these standards are used in common and reoccurring construction activities, there are situations and from time to time where these standards need to be modified due to limitations within a project site. So an example of that on the picture to the left, when we're working with limited right-of-way, ADA calls out for very specific dimensions that we have to have legally within our ramps, whether it's a cross slope or a flat deck where you can place a wheelchair where there's no sloping or grade changes and things like that. So in this example, our top deck where the two sidewalks would meet would have to have a 48-inch or 4-foot by 4-foot deck. Because the city does not own existing right-of-way, we see the right-of-way, which is that red curved arc in this left picture. To develop a standard ramp that we see, we're real used to seeing, we would have to acquire right-of-way. So with that, in the right picture, it would involve relocating this fence, purchasing the right-of-way, removing the bushes, and so forth. So there's been an alteration. Also, we have a utility pole there, right, an Edison pole. So if we had to go off of our standard, we would end up having to buy right-of-way, possibly relocate that pole or underground utilities. So a modification has been made that still meets ADA requirements. So we're seeing a little more, some more and more of this, and as you drive through the city, we're experiencing, and you'll see older projects and newer projects that have alterations to these standards. This is a intersection that I came across not too long ago that shows a lot of conflicts and some creative designs trying to meet these ADA standards. We have storm drains on the left and the right. You have utility boxes. We have signal lights. We have, the pedestrian push buttons, and also the lack of sidewalk on the right. This is not in this city, but it's a great example of some of the things that public works engineers deal with on trying to find solutions. So, with that, when we look at some of these changes, we can see when alterations are made, there's sometimes pockets or voids that are left, and they're little vacant lands, right? No man's lands is what we could call them. Those spaces sometimes lead to landscaping nightmares if you're a homeowner, or potential safety issues that are not ideal for the homeowner, nor do they really lend themselves to the aesthetics of the city. So some of these unique designs alter our typical walking patterns as well, what you see here. And the example that we have on both this slide and on this slide here with the cobble adds a little bit of color contrast. It adds a deck area. It signifies that it's no longer the walking path, especially if you're visually impaired. And it also gets rid of a lot of voids, because if you put a sprinkler in there, that patch of land or grass, good luck trying to find a sprinkler head, right? That'll hit that pattern and so forth. So over the past several years, with changes to the organizational structure of public works operations, there have been some inconsistencies in these standards. So as I stand here tonight before council, it's my goal to limit these changes and ensure that any alterations in use of items such as cobble are standardized. So with that being said, it is staff's request to the City Council to allow modifications to these standards where applicable, but they must be reviewed and approved by the city engineer for adherence and conformity to a continuity throughout the city. So with that concludes my presentation, and I'd like to open the discussion to direction or feedback from council.
In reference to this particular chart that you have right now, and this particular case, this would not be ADA compliance, because there's no way that you can walk through there. You'd have to walk into the street to get into the sidewalk, or I don't even know where the sidewalk is on the other side.
It is ADA compliant for the crosswalk that is there leading
Yeah,
to the
but
left.
beyond
or
that, you
outside.
can't.
No, that is correct. There is no sidewalk there. There is no right-of-way.
Not that way.
Yeah.
It's north and south, not east and west.
But if you wanted to go in that direction, there is none because of the way it's built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this particular case, you would have to walk across the street. There is a sidewalk on the opposite side, and then head, upwards in that image or north.
Would this also apply to bicycle trails?
ADA standards do apply to bicycle trails, but for instance, on the PE trail, alterations there, it would be the transitions from the bicycle path to the sidewalk or into the roadway. But in a case like the PE trail, we would steer away from any of these modifications to a standard, and we would build in the wider path to handle that volume of travel.
Yeah, because one of the things that I found out, I didn't know, but I found out that it's a misdemeanor to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk. And so you have to use the bicycle trails. Law enforcement here can give us a ticket, if we're riding in the sidewalks. But that was good to know, because I think a lot of the public doesn't know that, because I see kids sometimes riding in the sidewalks. I'm not going to say what I used to do, but, we do need bicycle trails along some of the other areas that we need to improve. But I'm glad that you listened to members of the council in reference to it. And I think Andy Caraceres was the one that brought up part of this usage of these rocks that were used and the stones that were broken in the
I'd like to thank Councilmember Carrizales also. There's, even speaking to the cobble, whether it's a Mexican Pebble or Santa Fe, we see mixes of that to the city, throughout the city. And we need to focus on one and keep that standard.
Right.
Can I clarify the use of cobbles? Back to that picture. So basically what I heard you say is that if you use cobble there, it's to denote that that is not a sidewalk area, and it's generally done for vision impaired individuals?
That is one benefit of using cobble.
Okay, so when does that prevail over safety of children at a school crossing?
The designated path of travel is the sidewalk itself and not the parkways. Is that?
Well, I think, let's just say hypothetically, following the question that Mayor Pro Tem asked, and what you guys said earlier, that you'd have to walk across the sidewalk, then walk along the side, and then somehow walk back to the other side if there happened to be a school on the other side, because there is no sidewalk.
Correct, yes. And to speak to Mayor Pro Tem's question as well, we noticed too throughout the city the use of cobble is not consistent on the height and spacing or the slurry finish between.
Well, there's also some intersections, I believe it's Sycamore, might be, no, what street is that?
Sycamore.
Where it's around a school, and
that's Morgan School.
There's enough kids coming out of that school that there's really not enough room on the sidewalk, so some of them end up on those cobbles. To me, that seems like a little bit of a safety issue.
So limit the cobble and only use it where
No,
it's necessary.
I'm saying, I'm asking the question,
Mhm.
should we be limiting the cobble at certain locations?
I think one of the alternatives to cobble would be a concrete deck. But also, if we talk about visually impaired or pedestrians, there's a potential, because some of these curbs might be a little higher than a standard 8-inch. So we need to have a delineation between the colors so that anybody sees that and doesn't fall off.
Okay.
And I think what we're all saying is that maybe a policy or procedure where these cobbles are actually done, that we actually look at it, study it before the cobbles are actually put in, or hire a contractor to do that, for safety, not just of ADA compliance, but also for any of the students that may be near a school site.
All right, we can, yeah, I'll definitely develop something and bring it back to council.
Okay, Councilmember Andy Calaceres.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, Mr. Sullivan, I'd like to thank you for the attention that you put on this topic. And yes, I was one of the first ones that was concerned about this, but I think the entire council had really looked at it and wanted some standardization. And I think you brought up a lot of the points that we've talked about in the last few months, the cobble versus the river rock, and the spacing and all that. So as far as whether we limit it during or in areas where there's kids and you know, that's something that we'll have to again look at and standardize, because we can't just choose schools. We either do all the schools or no schools. At the same time, I'm glad that we're looking at this, because to me, this is a opportunity to beautify our city. I started on the Beautification Commission here, serving in the city of Rialto, and so that's why I'm always looking at the little things. But I'm glad that the council and that yourself has really taken a fine toothpick to this and is really moving forward with making sure that every new investment we do on our sidewalks is absolutely the best, and that we continue to look at the quality of work that gets delivered, because that's one of the other items that I was really concerned about. And to me, concrete and sidewalks, they're done one time, they're done correctly, they're done beautifully, and we move forward. It's not like a bush that you could just remove and change it up later. This is there for life. There's sidewalks in the city that are 50, 80 years old, so let's make sure that we really look at the quality of work that goes to it. But I appreciate your work on this. Thank you so much, and I'll move for approval.
Second.
A motion's been made that we approve the statute to comply with the city of Rialto's general plan goals and policies. The motion's been made by Andy Calaceres, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Scott. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposition? Hearing none.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I want to touch on Assistant City Manager Tim Sullivan, the sidewalk and the ADA stuff. A couple of months ago, I was out for a walk, and I seen some sidewalks and curbs that were pretty broken up and lifted from some trees, and I brought my concerns to Mr. Sullivan, and he informed me that it was already on his agenda to get these fixed. Well, I wanted to report that Hardy and Harper was out there in this area in the north end of Rialto above the 210, and they have done an outstanding job. I seen some parts where they needed to repair, some where they needed to rip up the entire sidewalk, some meter damage, and they just completely made this look like really awesome. Everything is ADA compliant, just as we were just shown on the slides, and I just want to say great job. Thank you for that, and great job, Hardy and Harper.
Thank you.
Second, I want to remind everyone of our Memorial Day ceremony, which is on Monday, May 26th, Rialto Cemetery, located at 200 North Willow Avenue. City of Rialto will be hosting with the American Legion 422 here in Rialto. Following the event, everyone is invited to a free picnic at Margaret Todd Park. Food is going to be provided by Cujo's Big Smoke Barbecue. And I want to give a special thank you shout out to Rialto PD and Rialto Fire. Rialto PD is going to support this event with the gun salute for our fallen during Memorial Day, and Rialto Fire for their use of their ceremonial bell. Thank you both. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief, for your support. And lastly, I want to congratulate the Rialto PD golf team on their awesome job yesterday and their win. Great job, great support for Fontana Mayor Aquanetta Warren's golf tournament, and I just want to say thank you guys and awesome job. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Councilmember Carla Perez.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to share, I had an opportunity to briefly stop by at the Rialto on Wheels. It was unfortunate that the weather was not, collaborating that day, but it was still, in the short moment that I was there, it was a good amount of community members there. So it was nice to see folks still show up despite the weather. And I'd also just like to wish everybody on our city staff, as well as in our community, a happy Mother's Day. I know it was a few days ago, but I hope everyone enjoyed their day.
Thank you. Next, Councilmember Andy Caraceres.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd first like to start by acknowledging a new but old employee here in the city of Rialto. Christina Taylor, Acting Development Director. Welcome back. Well, because she was here a long time ago. So I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I knew my Mayor Pro Tem would call me out on that. But I remember Christina from all the great work she used to do here many years ago, so I really look forward to all the work that you're going to be doing here. Thanks for your commitment here to the city of Rialto and to that department. So I know that someone was going to end up acknowledging her, but I wanted to be the first because I remember all the good work she did.
Because I acknowledged her earlier.
Oh, okay, good.
You guys want to arm wrestle or what?
All right, let's do it. And also, I want to acknowledge my favorite city clerk for National City Clerk Week. I know you were already acknowledged, but I really want to take a moment to say that I personally appreciate all the work that you do at the clerk's office and the many people. Thank you. No need for that. Please, a round of applause. My favorite. So thanks for all the work that you do. I think we always acknowledge it, but it's good to have an actual week. And of course, the Public Works Week as well, as was stated, they are 24/7, and they are really looking out when we're asleep, whether it's day, Sunday, a holiday, they're always out there. So I really want to acknowledge them as well. And that's all I have for tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy Caraceres. Next, I will call on Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Since you guys have all been acknowledging City Clerk McGee, I'm going to acknowledge the Assistant City Clerk, Maria Rodriguez.
The one that does all the work.
And the city clerks and the city clerk staff.
Exactly.
For the great job they all do there. So thank you guys. Want to remind everybody that this week is trash inspection week. So they're out in force inspecting trash cans. I think Councilmember Perez got inspected today. My neighbor,
the Burtec FBI?
The Burtec FBI. My neighbor got inspected. I figured out how to get around it. They come out early in the morning, so you wait and put your trash cans out after they come.
Or how about you just do what you're supposed to and then you pass?
Exactly what I did.
Any other tip you want to give the public?
That's exactly what I did.
I have my little chart on my refrigerator and everything. Everybody knows where everything's supposed to go.
See, there you go. I can't say we follow that rule. The other thing I wanted, most of us, I think all of us, except you. Oh, you were on you were not on vacation. You were back at a tournament in back east, but you can talk about that. But the rest of us were at the city-county conference for the last few days, last week. It was a good conference, some good subjects. The one that I especially liked that Councilmember Montoya talked me to going to was AI. And I've never used AI in my life, but they demonstrated a product called Copilot. I learned how to do it very quickly. The city manager and I quickly went on there and asked Copilot how to keep the fire chief from buying new fire trucks. And Copilot quickly gave us about a 4-page document basically telling the fire chief that he's addicted to red and that he spends too much money on fire trucks. And we immediately sent it off to him. But there were some good things on all the programs were good, I felt. A couple of them were rehash and repeats, but I especially thought the AI one was interesting because the county is doing, the district attorney's office is doing criminal cases with AI. Scary. It's not. I thought it was actually pretty good. It does. It gets them 70% of their work done. So it's going to reduce costs in cities, reduce labor. The other thing that was interesting that they're doing employee evaluations with AI. They also have a way to review emails. So you ask AI to go through your emails, and then it pops up the ones that it believes are the most important ones, the ones that you need to respond to. And I think that we have Copilot, do we not? Supposedly it comes with Microsoft 365. So I'm hoping that we get some expertise in the city in IT that can guide us into AI and get started at least on some of the stuff that are less secure and can help us get our work done on a more productive manner. So, but overall, I thought the city-county conference was a very good one this year. And that's all I have, sir.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem. I'd also like to, first of all, thank Barbara McGee for putting on Memorial Day. She has done this year after year, and I know that one of our council members talked about the program itself to some extent and thanking public safety, both police and fire. But I wanted to thank the person that has actually put this on in behalf of our veterans who serve the city of Rialto. So thank you very much, Barbara, for continuing to take the leadership and putting on a Memorial Day that's well attended by many individuals throughout the city of Rialto and from other cities that come and attend that particular event. And I know that we have an excellent program, along with the free lunch that would be available across the street too as well. So thank you very much. With that, I also like to state that most of us here did attend the San Bernardino County workshop that they had. All of us went to different kind of workshops, and one of the ones that I went to, I was particularly very much interested because it was about public safety, and it pertained to Proposition 36. And I know that our chief is quite aware of that in reference to Proposition 36. It deals a lot with homelessness, incarceration, and training for individuals that have the option. If not, they serve the time in jail. But looking at the kind of funding that needs to be done and then implementation of this new proposition, and then looking at other propositions that have been introduced at the state level that may hinder the actual enforcement of Proposition 36 in the future too as well. So it's something that we should look at in terms of our city and its impact it may have with any individuals that will have a choice. If you're an individual that's homelessness, you violated the law, you have a choice to get rehab, get the kind of medical attention that you need, be put in a homeless shelter, or you can serve time. It's the options that are going to be available. So I thought that was pretty good. And of course, I attended the one in Warehouse, but I'm not going to report on that one. And some of the others. Also, I attended, along with 3 of our members here that attended the Rialto on Wheels. As it was stated before, it is an excellent project. It's just too bad that it rained on that particular day.
Did you ride a bike?
I did ride a bike, and I was willing to do the 7.5, but it was canceled. So out of safety, so I just said, thank God it was canceled. But I did have a bike, and Tim Solomon from the staff was also present. He actually took a picture of my bike that I was at, the proof that I was on my bike, took my bike and back of my car and drove it down here and was ready to ride the bike on that particular day. Also attended with other members here of the council that went to putting on the Ritz that was held at Carter High School. It was well attended by many of the parents, friends, and relatives that saw a lot of our talented students that performed from elementary all the way through high school. So thank Rialto Unified School District for putting on this event. Also, I want to congratulate my granddaughter, Jordan, for making her first Holy Communion on Sunday. So I was at that event. And last but not least, I'd like us to adjourn in memory of Hattie Ince. I believe that a couple of months ago, we gave her a certificate in reference to her involvement in the city of Rialto and her contributions that she made. She passed away last week. She was 90, was going to be 91 this coming year. She passed away on Monday of last week. Yes, and anybody that wants the information, memorial services will be held on June 5th at Loveland Church at 10 o'clock. Anyone interested, that's in Fontana. So hopefully the council agrees with me to adjourn in memory of Hattie Ince, who made a big contribution to our city, was very active, participated, gave out scholarships, conducted the Martin Luther King events. It was held year after year, and along with that, many of the monies that were raised went out in scholarships to many of our students throughout the Inland Empire. So we adjourn in memory of Hattie Ince, and that concludes my report. Now I'd like to move on to reports by, first of all, our city clerk, our city clerk, Tanya Williams, our city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to take the chance to formally introduce our new interim community development director. A few of you have already mentioned her as well, but we're really excited to have her on the team and help move forward a number of really big, important projects that we have here in the city. So welcome, Christina. We're excited to have you as part of the team. I also had the chance to attend the City County Conference last week, a number of really interesting sessions, including one on AI. So that was a fun and very interesting conference. So that's all that I have to report. Thank you.
Okay, next, I'd like to call on Barbara McGee, our city clerk. She has anything to report? Other than all the thank yous that we've said?
Well, I appreciate the thank yous, but all the thank yous is part of my staff. I can't do anything without the staff, and I have a staff member here tonight, so he's here with me every night, and my deputy city clerk and my other staff, Zayna, Diane, and who am I missing? Well, that's my deputy city clerk, Maria, call her name, and who? Alina. So it's the reason why I am so successful because of my staff. And well, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
But you're the leader that leads them.
Thank
See,
you,
I want
Mayor
to take
Bob.
that back, you know.
Yeah, but I do appreciate the accolades. So, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our city treasurer, Edward Carrillo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our chief of police, Mark Klein.
Mayor Pro Tem, and council, thank you so much for the assist, Fire Chief. Appreciate that. I couldn't
It's
find
a
the
team
microphone.
working together.
Yes, always, with a few challenges. So it's a big challenge.
Do you like the color red?
No, I'm just happy you didn't AI my department. So, but thank you. What else? Yeah,
Oh, it's been nice working with you. So I just want to quickly just let council know, for April, your police department handled 6,883 calls for service. And then also officer initiated 4,174. So our officers are certainly doing what you have asked them to do and provided us with the numbers of officers now on the street. We made 398 arrests and we took 1,262 reports. So the department's busy. Things are going just as planned. I do want to briefly just let you know that today I looked out for the brand new police station and saw a truckload or several truckloads of drywall. And as I mentioned last month, what you'll see here pretty quick is in excess of 125 workers per day at that department as they're actually starting to put the interior walls in. So things are moving right along. I didn't bring a video for you because it's kind of dark in there right now, but I'll get that for you coming up. And that's all I've got. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to call on our Fire Chief, Brian Park.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem and Council. As with all the recognition of our special groups, our nurses celebrated Nursing Week last week. Rialto doesn't hire any nurses, but we certainly collaborate with our nurses at our medical centers, hospitals, nursing homes, dialysis centers. And so we were out celebrating our nurses and our appreciation for them all last week. So thank you again to our great nurses out there. We're on track with our normal call volume this month. We're at 456 calls for the month so far. 80% of those medical, 25 traffic accidents, 9 fires, and 25 calls for public service. We continue with our drowning prevention program with all of our first grade classes in Rialto. We're almost done with that for the year. It's been a great collaboration for the last 20 years. Over 30,000 children have gone through our program. Weed abatement deadline is the 15th of this month, so you'll start seeing the abatement contractors out, and the grain's going to start curing and turning pretty soon, so we'll be out focusing on weed abatement for the next few months, so expect to see that. We did not win any golf outings this month, but congratulations to PD for being the great golfers. Always.
I don't know if they won.
Did
they win?
Yeah.
They won?
I didn't want to go. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't either. It was in another city.
I wasn't invited.
But yeah, that's all I have. A lot of collaboration with our training, our city staff. We're still going through CPR for all city staff. Council members should be getting an invitation to that, as well as the administrative staff. And that is all I have for you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to call on Tim Sullivan, our Director of Maintenance of Facility, and also the Assistant City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council, for the Public Works recognition, but I need to echo what our City Clerk McGee stated, that it is staff that makes everything possible. So thank you to all the Public Works staff. And as Mayor Pro Tem pointed out, Burtech is doing route reviews. So if you got tagged for anything, this weekend is household hazardous waste. That's both Friday and Saturday at the corporate yard. So if you have anything that needs to be dropped off, we are open from 8 to noon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Parks Recreation Director, Cynthia Alvarado Crawford.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the council. Here's what's going on in Rialto. Feeding America Senior Mobile Pantry Food Distribution will be Wednesday, May 21st at the Grace Vargas Senior Center from 9 to 11 a.m. The Department of Aging and Adult Services Bus Pass distribution will be Wednesday, May 21st at Grace Vargas Senior Center from 10 to 11 a.m. Tiny Tots graduation will be Thursday, May 22nd at Francis Brooks Conference Center at 2 p.m. Grace Vargas Senior Center Salsa Contest will be Thursday, May 22nd at the Grace Vargas Senior Center from 2 to 4 p.m. Summer Camp Volunteer Orientation will be held on Friday, May 23rd at Carl Johnson Center in room 303 starting at 3:30 p.m. The Teen Center will be taking a field trip to the California Science Center on Saturday, May 24th. They will be leaving at 9 a.m. Memorial Day tribute will be Monday, May 26th at Rialto Park Cemetery starting at 10 a.m. And like Councilmember Montoya said, across the street at Margaret Todd will be lunch served by Cujo's Barbecue. Movies in the Park will be starting on Friday, May 30th at Joe Sampson Park. Fun starts at 7 p.m. We will be showcasing Kung Fu Panda. Rialto Juneteenth Jam will be Thursday, June 19th at Ferguson Park from 4 to 9 p.m. And that concludes my announcements.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Shaima from Financial Director.
I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our City Attorney, Eric Vale.
Thank you, Mayor. Late last week, I attended the Cal City City Attorney Conference, and I had two items that I thought the city might find interesting. First, I'm glad the Mayor Pro Tem mentioned AI. I don't believe the city has an AI use policy. We need to have one, not only in terms of what AI is permissible, but how you go about verifying that its language and output is correct. There's a phenomenon with AI programs that are called AI hallucinations, where it makes up data, case citations or other things. And so if you're going to be using Copilot or ChatGPT or anything else, we need a policy to put in place to say what programs we're going to use for what purpose and what the employee's responsibility is with regard to fact verification and so forth. So happy to work on that with Shama and the city manager to develop that. And public records requests. I mean, there are a lot of good uses for it. We need to put it in the right context. Also, with the proliferation of streaming services, a number of cities are looking at either doing a separate UUT ordinance or amending their existing utility user tax ordinance to include streaming services, like we used to include cable TV or phone services. Now, cities are imposing or looking at imposing on streaming services. Some cities are looking at it as an alternative to taxing electric, phone, or water services, which are looked at more as necessary services, whereas streaming services might be recreational or entertainment services, and there might be a higher latitude to accept taxes on those. Anyway, those, you certainly don't have to take any action on that, but a number of cities are starting to do that.
What's something we could look at? Thank you for that. Next, I'd like to call on our Financial Director, Scott Williams.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and City Council. One project of note that we have the Finance Department working on is electronic remittance for our vendors. That is a functionality that is, we mentioned before, it's built into the program, and we have staff testing that. Of course, for anything related to disbursements or receipts, we work closely with the Treasury, and we actually have a few projects that we're working with Treasury staff. So we look forward to that being successful and actually rolling it out for the benefit of our vendors. That's it.
Thank you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but Christina Taylor, if you have anything you'd like to add, she's our new acting community director.
Just briefly, thank you. It's an honor to be back here with the City of Rialto. I do appreciate the opportunity City Manager and Council have extended me. I look forward to working with all of my colleagues and with you guys. This week, most immediately, we are prepping for the Economic Development and Planning trip up to ICSC, and I believe some of Council will be attending that. So in my 2 days here, that's that's been top priority, as well as just getting familiar with a lot of the other high priority items that exist within the department.
Thank you very much. That concludes the report. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Carla Perez.
Second.
Seconded by Edward Montoya, Councilmember Edward Montoya. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none. Council's adjourned.